there, I'm Jessica Alexander, one of the teachers at the University of Washington Botanical Gardens here at the Washington Park Arboretum. I use she, her pronouns, as in she was reading a book when an idea came to her. It was this book, Big Bug, from the Elizabeth C. Miller Library. We start out with a big bug, which then looks little compared to a big leaf. And the big leaf looks little in comparison to the big flower. Eventually going all the way up to the big, big sky. And this tree looks little compared to the great big sky. But when you get closer, it's a pretty big tree. And we do have some very big trees here at the Arboretum. We'll be talking about some big plants and what people call them. I'll be taking you to see the very tallest tree in the entire Arboretum. It's here in Loderi Valley. So that's where we're going. The Arboretum has many tall trees. Right now, the tallest is this Douglas fir right here at 162 feet. It's huge. And yet there are other trees in the world that would make this look little by comparison. For example, in the centuries that they can live, there are Douglas firs that have grown to more than 300 feet high. That's twice the size of this one here. The English name Douglas fir comes from the name of a Scottish botanist who described this tree in the 1820s to some other Europeans. The Latin name for this amazing species is Lushootseed menziesii, which also comes from the name of another European botanist who visited the Pacific Northwest in the 1790s. So since these trees can live for 500 years or more, there are trees living now that are older than either the name Douglas fir in English or Lushootseed menziesii in Latin. But the people who have lived here since time immemorial, of course, had already known about these trees and continue to speak about them using their original name. In the Lushootseed language, the name of the tree is əbidac. I am a little concerned that I may not have pronounced that correctly. I do not speak fluent Lushootseed or Latin, so I'm going to play a recording of someone from the Tulalip tribe saying the name of the tree.
Əbidac.
Will you practice that with me? Əbidac.
Əbidac.
If you live in the Seattle area, there may well be a əbidac tree around your neighborhood. I'd encourage you to look and maybe greet the tree using its first name. You can recognize this tree, and this is another very tall one, by its deeply grooved, thick bark that helps it resist fire, by its bristly needles that go all the way around the branch, and also with its interesting cones that have these little tufted bracts that hang down almost like tails. You've seen the Arboretum's biggest tree. Different places have different kinds of plant life. Wherever you are, in your neighborhood, around your school, in an apartment with plants, you can look around and see if you can find the biggest and the smallest of the plants in that area. If you're near water, you might find duckweed. Little lemna floats on the surface here, or gigantic gunnera, also known in English as dinosaur leaf plant. Or maybe you'll find entirely different plants. and not know what their Latin names are, or their English names, or if they have older names used by speakers of other languages. You might want to make up a descriptive name for the plants that you find. I like names that give some idea of qualities that we can observe in plants, as in lots of it grows where ducks might swim, or that plant has leaves big enough to make a mouthful for Brontosaurus. Or you might try asking a friend or neighbor who speaks a language other than English if they know the name of the plant in their language, or perhaps if they might know any uses for the plant or any stories about the plant. If you live in the Pacific Northwest, it's likely that if you ask around, you'll find someone who can tell you a story about the Douglas fir. Əbidac. Thank you for joining me today. I'll hope to see you around the Arboretum. Goodbye and take care.